Imagine for a moment that the life you truly desire already exists. Not tomorrow, not next year, but now. You are walking through it, breathing it in, feeling the joy, the freedom, the abundance, as if it is your very body. To never leave your desired state is to live in this inner reality, to let it become the lens through which you see the world. Every thought, every feeling, every moment becomes an affirmation of the reality you wish to embody. You must understand that your outer world is nothing but a reflection of your inner state. When you feel fear, lack, or doubt, you see scarcity around you. When you dwell in the certainty of your desires, fulfilled, the world rearranges itself to match that state. Your ideal life does not wait for some future date or external circumstance. It exists first within you, in the depths of your imagination and feeling. And depths of your imagination and feeling, to live in your desired reality now is to recognize that the world you see outside is nothing but a reflection of the world you cultivate inside. Every moment you spend doubting, wishing, or longing for what you want delays the experience of it. But the instant you turn inward, close your eyes, and allow yourself to feel as though your desire is already fulfilled, you step into a realm where all possibilities exist. Imagine the life you want as vividly and as completely as you can. See yourself in it. Hear the sounds, smell the scents, sense the textures, feel the emotions that accompany having everything you desire. Do not think of it as a fantasy or a distant dream. Feel it as your present reality. When you do this consistently, your inner world begins to dominate your outer experience, for consciousness is the seed from which life grows. Every detail of your day, every encounter, every opportunity begins to align itself with the state you inhabit inwardly. You will notice that people, circumstances, and events shift to mirror your internal certainty. The feelings you cultivate now are the blueprint for the life that manifests outside. Fear, worry, or longing are the marks of separation. They remind you that you are not yet living fully in your desired state. But when you replace them with vivid, living emotion, when you rejoice, when you immerse yourself in the satisfaction of your fulfilled desire, you command reality to conform to the life you feel within. This is not wishful thinking. It is the law of consciousness at work. There is no force in the universe capable of resisting the certainty of your inner state. It does not matter if circumstances in the world appear contrary. They are irrelevant to the reality you embody. Your task is not to change the world outside, but to change the world within. Return again and again to your inner vision, feeding it with feeling, conviction, and clarity. Let it saturate your mind and body until it becomes second nature, until every thought, every breath, every movement echoes the reality of your fulfilled desire. In this state, you are no longer waiting for life to give you what you want. You are living it now. Opportunities will appear. people will respond, and situations will align not because of force or struggle, but because your consciousness has become the magnet that draws them. This practice of living in your desired reality is not a fleeting exercise. It is a way of being. It requires discipline, awareness, and devotion to the inner life. The more you persist, the more automatic it becomes. Your inner world becomes an unshakable foundation, and the outer world cannot help but reflect it. Every success, every joy, every manifestation of abundance begins in the mind and heart, in the feeling of it is done, long before it materializes. By living now in the reality you desire, you dissolve the gap between imagination and experience, between dream and actuality. You are no longer a passive observer of life. You are its conscious creator, shaping your world moment by moment, feeling by feeling, until your outer life is a mirror of the inner reality you choose to inhabit. To live in your desired reality now is to claim your power, to embrace certainty, and to know that the life you seek is not somewhere out there, it is within you, waiting to be felt, recognized, and lived as your unalterable present. Everything you see in the world around you is but a reflection of the state you carry within. Your outer circumstances are never the true cause of your life, but merely the mirror of your inner beliefs and feelings. Too often, we are taught to look outside ourselves for proof, for validation, for change, thinking that altering the world will change our lives. Yet the world is obedient to the mind and heart, bending only to the shape of your inner state. When you feel fear, scarcity, or limitation, every event, every encounter, every situation seems to confirm those beliefs, as though the universe conspires to validate what you hold inside. And yet, the moment you shift your inner state, when you dwell in abundance, certainty, and the satisfaction of your desires, the outer world cannot help but reflect that transformation. It is not the circumstances that must change first. It is your consciousness. You must learn to observe life without surrendering your inner equilibrium to its apparent ups and downs. External events are fleeting, inconsistent, and often misleading. But your inner state is the anchor, the invisible power from which reality emerges. Each thought you think, each feeling you nurture, shapes the soil in which your outer life grows. Doubt and worry plant seeds of frustration and limitation. Faith, joy, and the living experience of your desires plant seeds of success, prosperity, and fulfillment. The moment you understand this, you recognize that nothing in the external world has power over you except what you allow it to have. You can walk through apparent chaos, lack, or opposition and remain undisturbed, because your reality is not dictated by appearances, but by the certainty and vibrancy of your inner life. Imagine now that every situation that seems challenging is actually a canvas upon which your inner state is projected. If you maintain calm, confidence, and a feeling of fulfillment, you are painting that canvas with the colors of your desired life, and the world must adjust to that pattern. There is no exception to this law. It is universal. People, circumstances, money, opportunities. They all flow to match the frequency of your consciousness. This is why so many strive to fix the outside first, yet their efforts fail. They attempt to rearrange the mirror while leaving the inner image unchanged. Real change begins inside. Every night before sleep, every quiet moment during the day, feed the feeling of your fulfilled desire. Let your imagination dwell fully in the state you wish to see reflected in the world. Hold it as real, hold it as inevitable, and hold it without concern for how it will appear in the physical realm. In doing so, your life begins to conform effortlessly to your inner convictions. Situations shift, people align, doors open not through struggle or force, but because your consciousness has already set the pattern. By mastering this understanding, you step out of the illusion that the world controls you and into the realization that you are the creator of your experience. Your outer world is never hostile, never lacking, never contrary. It simply mirrors the state you cultivate inside. To live in aware. S of this is to live in freedom, power, and unshakable peace. Your feelings, your beliefs, your sustained assumptions are the invisible architects of your reality, and the outer life you see is nothing more than their faithful reflection. Deliberate imagination is the gateway to your desired reality, the method by which the unseen becomes seen and the intangible becomes tangible. It is not enough to simply wish or hope. You must consciously enter the state you wish to experience and dwell there as if it is already true. Close your eyes and see yourself in the life you desire. Don't merely picture it as a distant possibility. Let every detail come alive in your mind. Hear the sounds, the laughter, the conversations that would exist in that reality. Feel the textures, the warmth of the sun, the comfort of the surroundings, the subtle vibrations of joy and satisfaction that ripple through your body. Smell the scents, taste the richness of what your life now provides, and allow the sensations of being fully immersed in that state to saturate every fiber of your being. This is the practice of living from the end, of allowing your imagination to dictate the reality you are experiencing. The mind cannot distinguish between vivid, deliberate experience and actual physical reality when it is accompanied by feeling, and it is the feeling that makes the imagined real. When you cultivate this discipline, you are no longer a passive observer waiting for life to deliver what you desire. You are an active creator, shaping your reality moment by moment, sensation by sensation. Deliberate imagination is not a fleeting exercise, it is a way of life, a commitment to consciously inhabit the state of your fulfilled desires at all times. The world outside does not need to confirm your visions. Your inner reality is the law, and the outer world will rearrange itself to match it. Even if circumstances appear contrary, even if doubt or resistance arise, your deliberate attention to the imagined state is unassailable. But the imagination is the canvas, and your feelings are the brushstrokes that paint the reality you inhabit. Every detail you experience internally becomes a seed that grows into manifestation, drawing people, situations, and opportunities that harmonize with the state you have embraced. This is the essence of creation. By deliberately imagining with full sensory immersion, you impress upon your subconscious mind the truth of your fulfilled desire, and your subconscious, ever obedient, moves to make it visible in the physical world. It is not about forcing events, struggling for outcomes, or controlling circumstances. It is about feeling, knowing, and existing as though the end result is already complete. The more vividly and consistently you engage all your senses in the imagined reality, the stronger its influence becomes until your life itself is the proof of your inner state.
Ew.
You must treat these moments of deliberate imagination with reverence as sacred practices that anchor you in the reality you choose to live. The ordinary world may try to distract you with its demands, doubts, and noise. But the deliberate imagination is your sanctuary, the place where your power is exercised without interference. When you practice it with discipline and feeling, it becomes second nature. Your mind, body, and spirit align with the state you desire, and every step you take in the external world resonates with the inner reality you have created. In time, the imagined and the actual become indistinguishable, for what was once a vision within the mind now manifests without effort in the world around you. This is the secret of deliberate imagination. It is not a tool for fantasy, but a living, breathing method for shaping your life from the inside out, mold. Moment by moment, sense by sense, until the life you desire is not a distant dream, but the undeniable reality you inhabit with certainty and joy. To guard your inner world is to recognize that your consciousness is sacred, that it is the soil from which every experience, every event, every manifestation grows. The mind is constantly under siege by doubt, fear, old habits, and conditioning, all of which seek to pull you back into states of limitation, worry, and uncertainty. Yet the power to remain in your desired state lies entirely in your awareness and your willingness to reclaim it the moment you notice it slipping. Every distraction, every negative thought, every subtle pull toward fear is a signal that you have momentarily drifted from the state you intend to inhabit. The secret is not to fight these intrusions with resistance or judgment, but to gently and deliberately return to the inner reality you have chosen. Close your eyes, breathe, and re-enter the feeling of your fulfilled desire as if no interruption ever occurred. Reaffirm in your heart that your inner state is sovereign and untouchable, for no circumstance outside of you has authority over the reality you choose to inhabit. Guarding your inner world requires vigilance and consistency. It is a practice of conscious presence, of monitoring the quality of your thoughts, feelings, and assumptions at every moment. You must refuse to give energy to anything that contradicts the state you desire, for even fleeting attention to fear or doubt is enough to weaken the grip of your inner reality. Old patterns, ingrained habits, and memories of limitation will rise unbidden, attempting to convince you that the outer world is the authority and that you must conform to it. Recognize these as illusions, as echoes of a past that no longer governs the life you choose. Return immediately to the state of having what you would, and to the sensation of joy, satisfaction, and fulfillment. Let it wash over your mind and body so completely that all contrary impulses dissolve in its presence. The more often you practice this, the stronger your inner world becomes, until it is impervious to distraction, doubt, or opposition. Life will continue to present challenges, delays, and seemingly contrary circumstances, but your inner state remains the unshakable center from which all creation flows. Guarding your inner world is not about avoiding life or pretending difficulties do not exist. It is about maintaining mastery over your own consciousness. Knowing that what is within always precedes what is within. Every return to your desired state reinforces your authority over your reality, impressing upon your subconscious mind the unassailable truth of your inner convictions. In this way, your outer world begins to conform effortlessly, responding to the power and consistency of the state you defend and nurture. Vigilance is not an occasional effort, but a continuous practice, a dedication to living deliberately, moment by moment, feeling by feeling. Each time you reclaim your inner state, you strengthen the invisible framework upon which all manifestation rests. Fear loses its grip, doubt dissolves, and old patterns no longer dictate the course of your life, because your inner world has become a fortress, unyielding, serene, and alive with the certainty of your fulfilled desires. Guarding your inner world is the art of conscious creation. It is the act of being fully awake to the reality you wish to live and refusing to surrender it to any opposing force. Knowing that the life you experience outside is nothing more than the faithful mirror of the state you maintain within. To align your thoughts, words, and actions is to live in complete harmony with the reality you choose to experience, to ensure that nothing within you contradicts the state you wish to inhabit. Every thought you entertain carries energy, and every word you speak broadcasts that energy into the world, shaping both your perception and the circumstances that unfold around you. Actions, likewise, are the physical expression of your inner state, tangible proof of what you believe and feel. When thoughts, words, and actions are in alignment, your consciousness becomes a powerful, coherent force, unshakable and unwavering, capable of shaping reality without resistance. Yet most people act in fragments. They may imagine abundance, yet speak of lack. They may feel desire, yet behave as though it is unattainable. This dissonance creates conflict within the mind and opens the door to doubt, delay, and frustration. To master your life, you must cultivate absolute consistency. Begin with your thoughts. Monitor them, direct them, and focus them exclusively on the state you wish to experience. Let no mental energy wander into fear, scarcity, or limitation, for even the slightest attention to contradiction weakens the invisible thread that binds imagination to manifestation. Next, examine your words. Speak only that which reflects your inner state. When you converse with others, let your speech affirm the life you are living within. Do not complain, do not lament, do not give authority to appearances that contradict your desired state. Every utterance is a seed, and the seeds you plant will grow into the life you experience. Finally, allow your actions to reflect the reality of your chosen state. Move, behave, and respond as though your desire is already fulfilled. Take steps from the perspective of certainty, confidence, and abundance, not hesitation or fear. Let your conduct be a mirror of your inner conviction. When your thoughts, words, and actions are fully aligned, the universe responds effortlessly. Opportunities, people, and circumstances naturally gravitate to support the state you inhabit, for there is no resistance to coherent intention. Alignment also builds momentum within your consciousness. The more consistent you are, the stronger the inner conviction becomes, until it becomes unshakable, automatic, and unassailable. Life ceases to appear as a struggle, and manifestation becomes a natural consequence of the coherence you maintain. The discipline required is not rigid or mechanical. It is an art of conscious presence and self-mastery. You are training yourself to live deliberately, moment by moment, thought by thought, word by word, and action by action. Each choice becomes a reinforcement of the reality you desire, strengthening the magnetic pull of your inner state. In this way, nothing in the outer world can destabilize you, because your entire being is unified in the vision of your fulfilled desire. Aligning your thoughts, words, and actions is the path to effortless creation. It is the bridge between imagination and experience, between the unseen and the seen, between your inner state and the life that manifests around you. By maintaining this harmony, you transform every moment into an act of creation, and the life you dream of becomes the life you live, naturally, consistently, and without contradiction. Persistence in feeling fulfilled is the secret that transforms desire into reality, the discipline that bridges imagination and experience, ensuring that what you imagine inevitably manifests. It is not enough to occasionally picture your wish or to hope it may come true. The fulfillment must be felt continuously as a living, breathing experience within your consciousness. Each moment that you dwell in the sensation of already having what you desire strengthens the invisible current that carries it into your life. Your inner conviction is the signal the you never responds to. It does not negotiate with hesitation, doubt, or half-hearted longing. The more persistent you are in sustaining the feeling of fulfillment, the more powerfully your outer world conforms to the state you maintain. Life will test you with appearances that contradict your desires, with delays, distractions, and seeming obstacles, but your responsibility is to remain steadfast in your inner reality. These external events are irrelevant to the state of your consciousness. They are mere reflections, temporary shadows that cannot touch the certainty of your imagination. Persist in feeling that your desire is already complete. Visualize it, yes, but more importantly, allow the emotional satisfaction the deep knowing, the sense of abundance, joy, or achievement to saturate your being. Let it fill every thought, every word, every heartbeat until it becomes second nature. When this inner fulfillment is continuous, unwavering, and unquestioned, the universe aligns without effort, arranging circumstances, people, and opportunities to match your inner state. Persistence is not stubbornness against reality, but a deliberate, conscious refusal to let fleeting appearances dictate your inner life. It is the act of living from the end, of claiming what is yours now, despite what seems present. Each time you return to the feeling of fulfillment, you strengthen the bridge between imagination and manifestation, reinforcing the pattern that shapes all experiences. Even if days or weeks pass without visible evidence, your inner certainty must remain unshaken, for it is the invisible hand that guides reality. Those who fail to persist are like gardeners who plant seeds but leave before the roots take hold. They wonder why nothing grows. But those who cultivate the feeling of fulfillment with patience, constancy, and unwavering belief see the seeds of desire blossom into the tangible world around them. There is no limit to the power of persistence. The universe does not tire, does not resist, and does not fail to respond to the steady signal of your inner conviction. Each repetition of feeling fulfilled reinforces the vibration of your desire, gradually dissolving all doubt, hesitation, and contradiction. Your life becomes the mirror of your imagination because you have refused to leave the state of your fulfilled desire. This is not an occasional exercise. It is a way of life, a practice of conscious alignment, a choice to remain in the certainty of your wish, regardless of outer appearances.
The way in the certain.
Through persistent feeling, your imagination becomes reality, your desires take form, and the life you envision is no longer a dream, but a continuous, lived experience. The moment you fully embrace this principle, nothing outside of you can prevent the fulfillment of your wishes, because the power of persistent inner feeling is absolute, infinite. And irresistibly creative. Unshakable certainty is the ultimate mastery of your inner world. Lord, the state in which your consciousness becomes a force so powerful that nothing outside of you can alter it, diminish it, or distract it from the reality you have chosen. To cultivate this certainty, you must never leave your desired state, for every return to doubt, fear, or hesitation weakens the invisible current that carries your inner vision into manifestation. True certainty is not intellectual. It is a living, breathing conviction felt throughout the body, the mind, and the heart. It is the unwavering knowing that your desire is already fulfilled, that the reality you imagine is not a distant dream, but the natural expression of your consciousness. When you maintain this state without compromise, you become unstoppable, not because of effort, struggle, or external manipulation, but because your inner reality, why, has established a gravitational pull so strong that the world outside must align with it. Challenges delays, opposing circumstances, they all become irrelevant in the face of unshakable certainty. For your life is no longer a reaction to appearances, but a deliberate unfolding of the inner state you maintain. Every thought, every word, every action is an echo of that certainty, reinforcing the invisible law that your outer world is a mirror of your inner condition. To practice this is to live deliberately, refusing to be moved by temporary fluctuations in the senses or the opinions of others, refusing to grant authority to fear, lack, anger, or old beliefs. The world may present contradictions, but your inner certainty stands as the immovable axis around which life revolves. This is the state of effortless creation. Now, when your conviction is absolute, the universe conspires to bring the imagined into tangible form, moving circumstances, people, and events into perfect alignment with your inner knowing. Unshakable certainty transforms the act of desire into the experience of reality. There is no waiting, no hoping, no striving. You feel you exist as the fulfillment itself, and the outer world must obey this law. Every moment you remain in this state, the foundation of your future is reinforced. Every instance of returning to doubt erodes it, which is why vigilance is essential. Immerse yourself fully in the sensation of having your desire, and let it saturate your consciousness so completely that it leaves no room for contradiction. Over time, this certainty becomes habitual, instinctive, and absolute. Your mind no longer questions, your heart no longer hesitates, and your body no longer doubts. Life outside aligns naturally, effortlessly reflecting the inner condition you refuse to abandon. To live with unshakable certainty is to step beyond fear, limitation, and the illusions of opposition. It is to claim the creative power inherent in your consciousness and allow it to shape every aspect of your experience. The world outside cannot resist the energy of someone who is certain. For certainty is magnetic, compelling, and irresistible. By never leaving your desired state, you become not merely a participant in life, but its conscious creator, effortlessly drawing into form all that your imagination has already established. The power of certainty is infinite, for it is the law by which reality is constructed. What is firmly assumed and persistently felt within must manifest without. Unshakable certainty is the final mastery of consciousness, the state in which you know without question that your life is already the life you imagine. And it is this knowing that transforms thought into reality, desire into experience, and imagination into the world that you now inhabit with complete authority and joy. Now you see the truth. Your life is shaped not by circumstance, by chance, or by the world outside, but entirely by the state you maintain within. Every moment you choose certainty, every feeling of fulfillment, every thought aligned with your desire is a seed planted in the fertile soil of your consciousness. Guard it, nurture it, and refuse to leave it for doubt, fear, or distraction. Persist in the feeling of having already arrived. Act as though your desire is complete, and let your imagination saturate your being with its reality. When you do this, the universe has no choice but to reflect your inner state outwardly. Your outer world becomes proof of the life you carry inside. Step boldly into this mastery. Live deliberately, remain unwavering, and watch as the reality you have imagined, felt, and believed becomes the undeniable experience of your life.